finish of today. We're at the ridgeline above Aviano, and just coming out here to put in the good work, but I thought I'd bring y'all along and show you what the ridgeline looks like and what it has to offer during the spring. So enjoy the beauty and enjoy this wonderful morning. Sun is technically risen but not risen, per it being sunrise here at 5:18, but it's 5 o'clock now, so it is absolutely stunning already. So right now we're going that way to the cell phone towers, and then off to the right of it there's another peak that I want to get to, which is a billboard. I've been all through all of this already besides that billboard, so that's where we'll be going today. I got something pretty unique to show y'all down here. If you didn't know it was here, you would never know about it. It's kind of a hidden gem over here. So right here is what I want to show you, but before I talk about this, I want to show you this. So right here in the middle where I'm circling is the town of Aviano. Right here is Area 1 for Aviano Air Force Base. And then obviously right here where the runway is, this airport looking thing, is Aviano Air Force Base. Over there where those cell towers are where you could take the turn to go to Cavallo, or you come this way over here to the trailhead where we were and where we started. But this is what I want to show you. So right here, you got this Bible. It has a Bible verse on it. I'd have to retranslate it because I don't remember what it is. But if you look in here, you have this little shrine dedicated to Christ and his crucifixion, overlooking Aviano Air Force Base. And you can't see it because of the haze, but then Rivo and Piano, I can't say it, and after that is Pordenone. So that is what is overlooking here. And I just thought it was this really unique thing that you guys probably would appreciate. Alright, I got it translated. Definitely not a Bible verse, but a prayer actually. To love you, my Lord, your emeritus. Therefore honor and pride, my praise, Lord. I sing to you in union of the stars and the splendor of the sun, for all that is good that God wishes for me. One thing I do want to share today is, on average, all of this here, depending where you're at like 3,500 feet if you're like in a low spot. But as you get to the higher summits on the ridgeline, the little peaks, you'll be at like 5,000 feet. So it varies quite a bit, but man, the views are totally awesome though. Damn, the sun's bright right now. It sure came up, but it is still super beautiful out here. Absolutely stunning. All right, one thing I want to show you is right here, this summit. If you go to my earlier video, you would see me summiting it in the snow. I want to say it was like mini summit short story. It was a project I wanted to practice on. And then up here, we're going again to these cell phone towers. I've been on that left one. You can get on that one, and then over there there's those two. You can't get on the left one, but the right one, they like leave it open for you so you can see, because they know people are going to do it. And right there, we're going to that summit on the ridgeline. There's a billboard thing there. It's had me curious for the longest time. So again, we're much closer, but now than when at the trailhead, so you probably could see it way better. But these cell towers, especially the ones here on the right, are 3.5 miles in from the trailhead. So you're going to get a 7-mile hike out of this if you go all the way up there and back. Absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. I love it. Or as the Italians would say, perfetto, bellissimo. Didn't hit it right, but you get my point. Absolutely beautiful. I've been through all of here, and then I've been through all of here too. That's just a shit shack. That's just storage. That's all it is. Don't bother with it. Now I went around too, and I came up the backside up to here one time. So the trail does get to do that, and there's a bunch of trails that kind of dive off and then back up, and then some just dive straight off back to where the plains are, where the mountains meet the plains, really, right there at the focal point. And you could park at like the town and come up in a lot of places. But man, the sun has come up a lot. We got a big haze today, a lot of cloud, low level cloud, kind of this fog. So it's kind of ruining the view. It was much clearer when we started, but hey, it's still beautiful out, and it's still very, very enjoyable. All right, guys, you can see right here is Monte Cavallo. It's all of these 5 peaks right here, and that translates to Horse Mountain. If you see here where I'm pointing, that is going to be the ski slope peak and mountain. I don't part of the mountain. I don't remember what it's called. And then you come up here to this first peak. If you do it the correct way to do all 5, you're going to come here, and then you go to Chimomaniro. It's behind there, the one I'm pointing at. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle. And then you go back around. You want to do it counterclockwise, and then on each one of these summits there is a stamp you could collect, and you put it all on one sheet of paper. And then if you go take that, you go down into the town. I can't remember what place it is, but you go to the information center in Piancavallo, and then they'll tell you like which bar or restaurant or whatever will give you like this little pin or coin or whatever. So pretty neat. I got a video in the works on my 3rd attempt, so we'll see if it gets out before this video or after this video. It was a major project, so please bear with me. Alright, right here, I'm not entirely sure what this is. I don't think it's a bivacco, which is like a hut you could camp at. But I was told by a local national, up here they'll put all these cattle up here where we've been, and then they'll make cheese up here during the summer. Again, I haven't experienced that yet. I mean, summer's just begun here. We're in the middle of June. So, I don't know if that's like a July, August thing when it's like really hot out. But it is something I found interesting. And through this part here, you'll see the rocks have been taken and put in these formations like they are pins. I don't know how well it's picking up on the old GoPro, but that's what a lot of that's going on over there. And I don't know what these sinkholes are about. So I don't know, they're everywhere, but I don't know if that's something that was naturally occurring, or like the farmers and the ranchers did that, or a combination of the two, so they would have water up here when they took care of their livestock. And you'll see these rock walls and stuff like that over here. Like, see this one right here, this one's nice and easy to see. And there's a bunch, like I said, over here. Now coming up shortly, up here on the right, I think where that rock is the trail. Yeah, that's it. You kind of pass through there, and then you go over that summit that I was talking about earlier that I did for the snow, the mini summit. So, but this is how you get up here during the summer. At least you could go up there other ways, but this is like the nicer way, which is longer, but it is way nicer. And as you approach up there to the summit of that thing, there's this really awesome rock ledge thing where they're like perfect chairs. It's like the best place to have like a beer and a cigar and just enjoy the view and a sunset. Well, maybe not sunset, the sunrise is better here because it's kind of facing out over the plains versus back behind the mountain that way. So just something else that's interesting. You can see here this trail, I'm not entirely sure where it goes, but I think that trail is supposed to go to this peak, which I haven't been up yet. I'm not too worried about it because there's the bigger one I want to go to, which, like I said, we're going to today. But you see more of the sinkholes. I've been down there, and you see more of these pins, these circles. So I don't know what's going on with that, but like I said, you go up here and you do this number and you'll get on top of that, and it's a beautiful view up there. Great place to have like a snack too if you're just on a day ruck like I am. You can go up there, take 15-30, hydrate, have a snack, and be all good. So right here is kind of the split. This trail is that way I was telling you. I don't know where it goes, but this is the way you'll want to go to get back there to where we're going. And then this is a little pathway to here, but I only breezed through here last time. I didn't really explore kind of this little section, so I guess we could check it out real quick and get a different perspective today. Man, man, Montecavallo is beautiful today. It's crazy seeing it green. Maybe it is. Maybe it is a bivacco. Alata via si escursionistica e por essis in otto. I've messed all that up. My Italian's not the best. But let's see if this is unlocked. Nope, it's locked. So definitely not getting into this thing. And I'm confident if that's locked, that's definitely locked. But that's really all that's here. So this trail looks like it goes several different ways. This is in time, so that's like 20 minutes. So maybe that's the top, I don't know, or to the other trail. Valstoria, hour and a half. Chisa Alpini, Missouri, 2 hours if you go that way. So who knows, I have no idea where that's going. But maybe I'll do it one day. But today's ruck is just to complete the other item and training bucket list item that I need to do, so that way I can be done with the ridge line, getting all that I want in on it. So after this we'll hit up all the other trails around Montecavallo that start from the information center in Piancavallo. Some were real quick and then some were like real long, so all day type stuff. So I'm excited to go do those later. I've never heard that before. No idea what that is. But I will say this, they do tell me there's wolves up here, and that's the only animal I haven't seen. And it sounded the most dog-like. That's why I thought howling might get a response. To see if it really was a wolf, maybe get some kind of deal. But I had no idea. That was definitely interesting. Oh, let's move on. Man, that's beautiful right there. And I think what we're gonna end up doing is, after we go to the cell phone towers real quick, this is the way we're supposed to go to hit the peak we need to. So we'll be going that way in a minute. All right, guys, check this out. These 2 points are absolutely beautiful. Like, they just got added to my summit bucket list that I'm gonna have to climb. I don't know their names, I know nothing about them, but I wonder if you could go here and here, because they make like this W with that mini peak in the saddle, or you could go from one to the other, or one the other way, I don't know. But that'd be really cool and epic to go do. So yeah, definitely gonna have to go do that now. But anyways, let's finish up and get to these towers. So right here, that one is Chima Manira. That's the highest peak of 2,551 meters, which is like 7,350, or is it 7,800? Somewhere in there. I don't remember the feet conversion off the top of my head as well as I do the meters. But that is absolutely stunning, even just in that valley. So let's say you're a military member and you come over here and you get stationed. Even if you don't summit that thing, just going to the valley up there, oh, totally worth it. Absolutely beautiful. Just the awe that you get out of that is impressive. Oh, guys, we just hit 5,000 feet of elevation. And then like at Aviano Air Force Base and like the surrounding towns, that's like at 3 to 500 feet. But here's the tall tower, just so y'all can see it. And then this one's the baby tower. Man, that is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Gonna have to get a picture for myself. See how that came out. Looking good. And now the flies found me. Let's keep moving. And this is where they park their service trucks and they do their service here. But this is the cell phone tower I was wanting to show y'all. It's definitely, I want to say, one of the older ones, but this is definitely the tall one, and then this is the shortest of them. And man, that is just beautiful seeing Monte Cavallo from here too. Just a completely different perspective. And to see the backside where it's just this sheer cliff is incredible. What I think is interesting, these fence poles here, they're concrete. Definitely find that unique. Looks like a gate or something, or the pole for this is busted right here, but I don't know. That looks like a drop off. No, you could, if you wanted to go in there, you could go in there very easily. old rock wall here is very interesting. I just think it's fun coming out here and seeing all the different man-made structures for whatever reason they were put here, whether it was 1,000 years ago under the Romans kind of thing, or you know, or modern purposes. And that one is the other tower. You can't get on it, but you can see through the trees. That one, they left it open when I was last here for you to just go out there and get on it, because I guess they knew people were going to climb it, so they were just like, ah, whatever. And it's like the safest one because there's like platforms and stuff on it. Wow, look at the clouds and how the mountains are stacked through the clouds and the shadows. Is very pretty. And then when we're done here, that's where we're going. You can see that big old billboard looking thing right there. That's where we're going next. But I think, like I said, I have to cut through there on that trail and come up here from what I could tell on the maps that I was able to find. So we'll see. Gotta find it, but I know it'll be an epic view because it's the highest point that you could basically get to on this ridge line. So I think it's sweet to go do. All right, guys, here's the gate that I was talking about that they leave open, and the tower that you could get on safely because they know people are going to do it. So let's go in, shall we? Wow, it is absolutely beautiful over here. And as you can see right here, this is what I was talking about. There's that billboard thing. That's where we're going next. So I don't know the exact trail. Like I said, we'll cut through here and go through some path, and I want to say it kind of cuts through here. And, oh, I see it now. It cuts up through here and it gets there because looking at it on the maps. But like I said, that's pretty much the highest peak you could get to off this ridge line. So it's pretty impressive and beautiful. And you can see those are the cell phone towers you could park at, and there's like a paragliding launch ramp there. But if you could continue over here a little closer, there's parking over there, because that's that field thing in the valley. Just beyond that's the parking kind of right there. So, and you can see we came all the way on that trail all the way up here. And again, you can see Aviano Air Force Base here, and then Aviano here, which is absolutely stunning to see from up here. And then you got all these mountain peaks. You got Maniago kind of over here, and then you got Lake Barches on the back side over here. And then again, I don't know what those 3 peaks are called, but they are absolutely gorgeous. Super excited to put those on the list and to see them, because last time I was here I couldn't really see them because there's clouds above them, but it was super pretty with like the clouds acting like waterfalls in there. And again, this is Monte Cavallo, and then you got Cimo Manero right here. Just absolutely gorgeous. Definitely worth coming up here, especially if it's clear out. But you can see, it's hard to see, but right here is the water of the Adriatic. And then if you go basically straight across that, you got like Trieste over there. So we'll have to probably come back out here in September when I was told it's the clearest, so we could get some awesome views. I don't know how well this camera is going to show it, but right here there's a trail I forgot about to point out earlier that goes down into the town there and it comes up. So if you want a pretty good hike up versus driving up, that's one way to get up here. Well, time to get on out of here. We got to get to the other deal, and unfortunately I got errands today. Otherwise I'd spend all day here out in the mountains. For the hard part. Grab pack and get going. And I was never here. I just got back to the crossroads from the cell phone towers. This kind of splits in a few ways. That way, cell phone towers, back to the trailhead and parking. But I don't know where that goes, but I know where this is going. I checked the map. We need to go this way. So we're going to keep on forging forward. Wow, what a beautiful meadow here. Looks like there could be a flat spot to camp out over here. That'd be awesome. So we are here now, right here. And we gotta go this way and then up. And then the mount is called Pala Fontana. Now I got that figured out. So we're definitely gotta go to the right here. I just don't know here because it doesn't say anything kind of how far it is. But I'm assuming about 15 minutes, 30-ish minutes if I hump it real hard. Right around there to that point. So we gotta go hook that left. So we'll see. But man, what a pretty spot though. Definitely a place you could camp out and enjoy. Not gonna lie, man, another awesome valley to come hang out in. To like camping, not just like hang out, but to camp. It's just absolutely beautiful. Maybe not on that side though, it's a bit steep. But you come out here very easily. Probably in here is what I'm getting. And set up your tent there. Should be a flat spot there. Grab some wood. Get a little fire going. And make a good meal. Steak dinner maybe or something. And yeah, I'd be living the good life up here. But it's absolutely beautiful through this meadow. I'm so glad to like go through this for the first time and really enjoy, you know, the nature that's here. It's very pristine and yeah, very blessed. So really makes you mindful and thankful of all that you got in life coming out here. Well, I just found a fire pit, so I guess you could come hang out where these logs are after all and camp. I guess there might be a flat spot right here. Let's take a look. It looks like it's flat. Yeah, it's definitely a flat spot right there. You set your tent on. Got this lumpy grass you're gonna have to contend with, but if you got a good one of those inflatable, I guess, mattresses, you'll be able to put it in here and have it conform to that. Oh, it looks like another fireplace is over here. Hell yeah, definitely a fireplace that someone hooked us up with some firewood if we were staying, but we're not. But yeah, imagine setting your tent up right here and then waking up to this view in the morning, and then you go up here and really enjoy it. Yeah, this is beautiful. I'm loving this angle. Definitely different. But it looks like we got another Jesus statue over here. So let's go check it out. This one's got a table, an altar. First time I've seen that. Very unique. Very, very unique indeed. Looks like this is a 1995 to 2005. Let's see here. E te don Enzo, che con Golia e fede, hal illuminato las nostra e comunità, il toro ricordo e semperi vivio in nori e in questa splende monta grazie di cor. I'm not sure. Let's find out. Let's translate this. Alright, I got it translated. It reads, "To you, Don Enzo, who with joy and faith you have enlightened our community. Your memory is always alive in us and in these beautiful mountains. Thank you so much." Okay, so my guess is this is a monument and credited to one of the Alpinis. basically the Italian mountain men who are out here and enjoy and take care of this place, take of all aspects, from trails to the mountain soldiers, like the whole nine. So must have been one of those guys, is what I'm guessing by this translation. So this is pretty cool to see that these guys are out here and putting their faith in practice, but also recognizing the sacrifice of people putting out here the good work to keep this place beautiful and pristine. So absolutely righteous. So definitely thank you so much, Don Enzo. May we not forget you and the work you've done here in the Dolomites. Oh, we're at the trailhead. I could go that way, which I'm absolutely not. Or I can stay on 988 and go where I'm supposed to be going today. So that's what we'll do. All right, got my split here. Could go that way or I could go this way, but this goes up. But that is also a really awesome viewpoint, so we're gonna go there first and check out this amazing view that's unobstructed, being kind of countersunk. Wow, that's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. If you didn't bring a chair, you can enjoy that rock right there. But we're going up there. That's where we're going. So a little more longer, but still absolutely beautiful. Yeah, this is definitely some of the king of the world level stuff here. Man, those are beautiful. What's crazy is we were just over there. And then right in there is where we were. I just think it's amazing watching these clouds form. It's just incredible. Well, the sightseeing is done here, so let's move on to the summit and get this final push out of the way here. Okay, well, I don't know where that goes, but that sounds hardcore. This says, caution, if you're entering a firing range, for your safety, please check firing days, dangerous areas, and how to avoid them on the link below. Okay, well, I guess if you go this way, you're gonna get shot at if the military base has something going on. But as far as I'm aware, they ain't doing nothing and they ain't flying today, so there we go. So definitely not going that way, but it would make sense on using the side of the mountain as a firing range. Nice big berm, nobody ever really out here, don't gotta worry about it. So definitely interesting. Yeah, now we're getting some good stuff. I start like using my hands a little bit. Unless, oh, there's the firing range. I see it right there. That's it. You can see it, so I can see why they're like, hey, caution, because who knows, somebody might be aiming really high, and that would be the issue. But why they leave the trail here is because it's so far high up. That doesn't matter. Another awesome place to enjoy the view from. And we are now at 4,964 feet right here. Holy shit, that's a fucking ant nest. Oh my god. That was a lot of ants. So close, but yet so far. All right, almost there to the top. All right, looks like it's chilled out a bit now. Feel a little smoother sailing for a minute. Catch my breath. Almost fucking there, man. All right, made it finally to Fontana. Finally made it up here. Hoo-yah! Let's figure out this billboard real quick and take a break, and then I'll show y'all around up here. There's nothing on it. I wonder if it's like a marker for Aviano Air Force Base where the planes could see that as a means of identification. Looks like you could camp out on there too if you wanted to. Absolutely beautiful. Let's find a rest spot. Right here will do. Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna rest here. I like it. It's a nice view and I'm out of the way. Alright, break time is pretty much over, so we're going to move on and explore the area a little bit. I'm going to go over there first because I want to see how flat it is, because it'd be a sick camping spot, and then we'll come back through and kind of explore the rest of this on the way back. As you can see now, there's more of those rock fences over there. Quite a bit of them. Still surprised there's nothing on that. Almost there to check this flat spot. A lot of work, but beats me having to come back here later and discover that it's not, so I'll also do it while I'm here. Absolutely beautiful. And I've identified a spot over here that's kind of countersunk. You're going to deal with the clumpy grass, but I'm pretty sure you could kind of maybe smash it down. But right here's a good spot, because then, you know, the wind could go over you and it won't be too annoying or a problem. And I found one over here by the trail. That's like the perfect flat spot, which is right here. You can kind of see it's like almost a square already. Let's see what else is over here in the rocks. Maybe there might be a couple other things over here. Alright, time to go on back over there to the giant old billboard. Found at least 2 good candidates for myself for later, so I'm pretty happy with that. so I will take it. And you're gonna get a lot of solitude over here, which is cool. So I will take that. I have no idea what the hell that is. See, there's what we heard earlier, or some like pissed off sheep getting sheared or eaten alive, something. I'm not entirely sure. All right, now just getting back to the billboard. I'm still surprised this thing is blank. It just makes me wonder what it is then. If it's not a billboard, then what was it for? A land marker? So, like I said earlier, that's the only thing I can kind of think of. But whatever. I would climb this thing, but I am pretty tired though. Super cool structure. Alright, you can see right here, that's where we started, went all the way through in here. I came up to the cell phone towers, then came back down into this valley, and I came over here, and then zigzagged up, and now we're here on top of Pala Fontana, which is 5,387 feet per my watch, and that's where we are at. Again, the billboard with nothing on it, and then the cross that is here. And this little picture of some kind of, I guess, Mary and baby Jesus going on here. Don't know too much about the Catholic faith besides their sect of Christianity. That's pretty much it on that front. But then you got Monte Cavallo, and then you got Cima Manira Peak right here, and then you got those peaks we saw earlier, which are incredible and absolutely beautiful. And then you can kind of see Pian Cavallo here in the middle, in the ski slopes. So absolutely stunning. And then you got Aviano Air Force Base. Aviano's there. Got the neighboring town, the neighboring town, neighboring town, and then that shooting range. And then you got this big old school river that's here, which is dammed to make Lake Barchis. And then you got right here is Maggiago, I believe. Yeah, and then you got the rest of these ranges, and then it goes on to Trieste that way, and Slovenia and Croatia. Absolutely beautiful. And then Venice is this way. We're going to go up to this point here, and that way I can get all three in one go, since they're all kind of on top of each other. So we'll go up here real fast. Alright guys, this is the end of this initiative. So thank y'all for coming out with me and enjoying the ride. Hope y'all enjoyed the scenery and the knowledge that I was able to give y'all, especially if y'all are going to PCS over here to Aviano Air Force Base. Y'all will be able to know a bit of the trail, and something that a lot of people don't come out and do for some reason. But with that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Also, if you'd like to support this, you guys can purchase my photography art prints down below. In the description there's a link, and from there you can make the purchase, and that'll help out a whole lot.